The smell of sweat, leather, and clean mats fills the air inside Iron Fist Dojo, a well-known neighborhood gym where young fighters train to test their skills. It is late afternoon and the place is active. Students practice kicks, beginners learn basic stances, and advanced fighters spar loudly in the center. The sliding door opens quietly. An older man steps inside, calm, steady, and almost unnoticed. Wearing a simple black jacket, sunglasses, and loose training pants, Steven Seagal walks into the gym with the same quiet confidence he has carried all his life. He does not introduce himself. He does not have to. Still, one person notices. A confident young black belt fighter known for his loud attitude sees him standing by the wall. He smirks, nudges his friends, and speaks loud enough for everyone to hear. "Yo, who let their grandpa in here? This is a dojo, not a retirement center." Laughter moves across the room. Seagal does not react. His hands are folded behind his back. His expression stays calm, as if nothing around him matters. This irritates the black belt even more. He walks forward, each step full of ego. "Hey, old man," he calls out. "You lost or looking for a senior Tai Chi class?" Now the laughter grows. Phones come out as students begin recording. A few in the back whisper quietly. "Wait, is that?" "No, maybe not. He looks like him though." But the black belt is too focused on himself. He circles closer, rolling his shoulders, warming up as if preparing to show off. "You sure you belong here?" he mocks. "We do not want you breaking a hip in front of everyone." Still no reaction. Seagal only lifts his chin slightly, eyes half closed behind his shades, watching and listening. The room grows strangely quiet, sensing something different in his presence. Then the first shift in the story arrives. What Seagal does next freezes the entire gym. The awkward laughter fades as Seagal slowly removes his sunglasses, folds them carefully, and places them in his jacket. His movements are calm, controlled, and shaped by decades of training. A stillness settles over him, like the air expects something. But the black belt sees only an old man refusing to respond and takes it as a challenge. All right, he says, raising his hands dramatically and turning to the crowd. "Looks like Grandpa wants some attention today." He claps loudly. "Come on, give him the spotlight." The gym erupts into whistles and teasing shouts. People form a loose circle. Phones rise. The instructor, an older karate master, steps forward, worried. "Let it go, Ryan," he warns. "That man is I know who he thinks he is." Ryan cuts in. "Some old washed-up action star. This is a dojo, sensei, not a movie stage." The instructor tries again, but Seagal raises one hand, gently signaling him to stop. "It is fine," he says quietly. "If he wants to train, I will join him." A murmur spreads. That voice, calm, deep, and firm, is unmistakable. Ryan grins, cracking his knuckles. "A training session, sure, old-timer. But do not blame me when you visit your chiropractor tonight." Seagal steps onto the mat with slow, steady footwork. No showing off, just presence. His breathing is controlled, his posture relaxed, his eyes half open, measuring Ryan's movements with precision. Ryan bounces on his toes, shadow boxing, showing high kicks and fast jabs. The crowd cheers. "Let us see if Grandpa can dodge this." He lunges forward, stopping inches from Seagal's face, a fake punch. Seagal does not move. Not even an eyelash shifts. Ryan steps back, annoyed. "Why, get it? You are one of those calm master types. Think you are too cool to respond? No problem, I will wake you up." He circles again, tapping Seagal's shoulder lightly, trying to provoke him. Seagal only pivots, adjusts a foot, and shifts his stance as if studying Ryan's weaknesses. The instructor sees it. The older students see it. Ryan does not. Ryan laughs. "You are not even defending yourself, old man. This is martial arts, not meditation." Seagal answers softly. "Defense begins with understanding." Ryan rolls his eyes. "Bro, which fortune cookie?" said that. The crowd giggles, but with tension. Finally, Ryan spreads his arms. "Come on, hit me once. Show these kids you are not made of dust." Seagal simply watches him, patient and steady. The instructor steps back. He knows what is coming. Ryan, now frustrated and embarrassed, moves too close. His stance weakens, his balance weakens. He reaches to grab Seagal's shoulder. Seagal shifts his foot 1 inch. Ryan feels it. A pressure in the air, a shift. Someone in the crowd whispers, "Oh my God, it really is Steven Seagal." Phones move closer. Ryan scoffs one last time. "All right, old man, enough warm up. Let us see what you have." He charges. And the unforgettable moment begins. Ryan rushes forward with the confidence of someone who has never faced real danger. His steps slap the mat, fists ready, breath loud. He swings fast, wild, and uncontrolled. The crowd leans in. One person whispers he is going to knock out that old guy. Another replies, "I do not think so." Look at Seagal's stance. Seagal does not move. Ryan's first punch flies toward his jaw. Seagal shifts his head a tiny centimeter. The punch misses by a whisper. Ryan stumbles surprised. Seagal speaks calmly. Do not lead with your intention. What? Ryan snaps. Before he can react, Seagal lightly taps Ryan's elbow with 2 fingers, redirecting his arm. Ryan spins off balance. The crowd murmurs. They expected punches and kicks, but they are watching pure control. Ryan steadies himself and launches a full combo jab cross hook. He is fast, skilled, and angry. Seagal does not block or dodge with flair. He simply is not there. His wrist brushes Ryan's arm, shifting the jab. His hips turn, letting the cross pass. He steps half an inch aside and the hook misses completely. Ryan shouts, "What are you doing? Fight me." Seagal remains calm. "You are fighting yourself," he says. The room goes silent. Ryan screams and dives for a tackle, aiming to slam Seagal onto the mat. Bad decision. Seagal's hand rises like lightning. His fingers press a nerve under Ryan's jaw. Ryan freezes. The crowd gasps. Pressure point, someone whispers. Ryan pulls away, trying to shake off the numbness. But Seagal steps forward, one single step that feels like an entire wall. Fear flashes in Ryan's eyes. He kicks desperately. Seagal hooks under his ankle, lifts slightly, and Ryan slips. His balance collapses. He stumbles as the crowd reacts. Ryan catches himself, panting. "You think you are smarter than me?" he spits. Seagal shakes his head. "I do not think. I observe." Ryan charges again, giving everything he has. This time Seagal moves. The room seems to slow. Seagal's right hand slides around Ryan's wrist. His left circles behind the elbow. His hips turn perfectly. Ryan's momentum defeats him. Seagal flicks his wrist gently. Ryan lifts off the ground in a full arc. A clean Aikido throw. He hits the mat hard. The crowd erupts. "No way. He flipped him without force. Grandpa is dangerous." Ryan groans, holding his back, but Seagal is not harsh. He walks toward him calmly. Ryan tries to stand. Seagal places 2 fingers on his shoulder. Ryan drops to his knees. "Your center is broken," Seagal states. Ryan glares, red with humiliation. "This is not over," he growls. Seagal kneels slightly, meeting his eyes. "It is." Ryan swings one last punch from the ground. Seagal catches it with one hand. His other hand presses Ryan's wrist, and then a sharp, controlled strike lands on a nerve along the jawline, shutting down consciousness without serious harm. Ryan collapses unconscious. Phone shake. Someone cries, "That was real, not a movie hit." Another shouts he called him grandpa and got folded. Students rush to Ryan. The instructor bows deeply to Seagal. The room is silent, filled with respect. Seagal nods calmly. Training, he says, is about humility. He picks up his sunglasses, puts them on, and walks out as the crowd parts. "What did you think of this moment, and tell me which country or city you are watching from? I want to see how far this story reaches." Ryan remains unconscious. The KO is complete. The humiliation unforgettable. The legend of that day just beginning. The dojo stands frozen. Ryan's body is still, chest rising slowly. The same crowd that was laughing minutes earlier now watches in silence. Phones still up, hands shaking. No one expected this. They thought they would see entertainment. Instead they witnessed skill. A few students tap Ryan's shoulder. "He is out cold. Bro did not just get knocked out. He got spiritually unplugged. Is he breathing? Yeah, he is okay. But his ego may not recover." The instructor, Sensei Nakamura, rushes over. His eyes widen when he sees Seagal standing calmly with his hands folded. Nakamura bows deeply. "Master Seagal, you honor my dojo." A wave of shock moves across the crowd. "Master Seagal." People whisper fast. "I knew it. I told you it was him. He is a real Aikido master." Ryan picked a fight with Steven Seagal. Rest in peace to his pride. Someone zooms in with their phone. Another whispers, "This will go viral in 2 hours." Someone else mutters, "Give it 10 minutes. In the middle of the crowd, Seagal simply bows back to Nakamura with quiet respect. Ryan begins to move, groaning in confusion. He looks up at the ceiling, trying to process what happened. "What happened?" he asks. One friend replies, "Bro, you got folded like laundry." Another adds, "You talked trash to Seagal and he sent you to the afterlife." Ryan's face turns red with embarrassment. He tries to stand, but his balance is shaky. Seagal steps forward, placing a steady hand on his back. "Do not rush," he says softly. "Breathe and center yourself." Ryan's anger fades into something new, fear mixed with respect. "I did not know who you were," he mutters. Seagal shakes his head. "It would not have mattered. Respect is not selective. It is a way of living." The words hit harder than any strike. The entire dojo grows silent, drawn into the weight of the moment. Nakamura steps closer. "Ryan, you have ability, but skill without humility is dangerous. Learn from this." Ryan nods slowly, letting go of the last of his pride. Meanwhile, students start replaying the footage on their phones. Bro, look at this angle. His hand moved so fast it is blurry. Send that to me. I am posting this. Hashtag Grandpa got hands. Are we even allowed to post it? Too late, someone already live streamed it. The internet takes over instantly. Notification sounds echo through the gym. I'm already getting comments, one student says. Same here, another replies. This is about to blow up worldwide. Nakamura turns to Seagal. Master, would you honor us with a demonstration? Seagal shakes his head with a small smile. I came only to observe and remind a few young men about balance. He turns to Ryan. You have power, but power without discipline breaks itself. Learn control and you will go far. Ryan lowers his head, then bows deeply for the first time. I'm sorry for disrespecting you. Seagal returns the bow, equal and humble. No need to be sorry, just learn. The moment shifts the whole room. People who arrived to show off now stand with softer eyes. Those who came with ego begin to feel something new. Respect. Real respect. Seagal begins walking toward the door with calm, steady steps. Students move aside, creating a path not from fear but honor. Someone whispers he walks like he owns the ground. Another replies he does not own it, he just knows how to move across it. As Seagal reaches the exit, a young boy, maybe 12, gripping his belt too tightly, calls out, Master Seagal, how did you stay so calm? Seagal stops, turns slightly, and answers with a tone that feels timeless. When you know who you are, no one can shake you. The room falls silent again. The boy nods, inspired. Seagal places a gentle hand on his shoulder. Train wisely, young warrior. Then he steps out of the dojo. The door slides shut with a soft click. Inside, the room erupts. What a legend. No way we saw that. Bro, this beats any action movie. Ryan is going to be a meme for months. Ryan, still recovering, shakes his head slowly. That was not a fight, he mutters. That was a lesson, someone replies. And you got an A in getting humbled. The dojo fills with fresh energy. Rivalries ease. Egos drop. The atmosphere shifts, calmer, wiser, more focused. Steven Seagal did not just knock out a black belt. He restored respect to an entire room. The dojo almost vibrates. Half from leftover adrenaline, half from non-stop notification pings. As the video of Ryan's KO spreads, students gather in groups, whispering, reviewing clips from different angles. Ryan sits alone at the edge of the mat, head lowered, sweat dripping. The guy who walked in with swagger now looks deflated. Not angry, not even embarrassed anymore, just genuinely humbled. A few students glance at him, but no one mocks him. What happened was too real, too raw, too meaningful for jokes. Sensei Nakamura approaches and sits beside him. Ryan, do you know why this happened? Ryan sighs, because I acted like a jerk. Nakamura shakes his head. No, because you lost yourself. Skill clouded by ego is a blade with no handle, sharp but impossible to control. Ryan wipes his face, nodding slowly. I thought I was unbeatable. That, Nakamura says, is the first step toward defeat. Across the room, more students study the footage. One pauses the exact frame where Seagal caught Ryan's punch midair. Look, he did not even tense, he just absorbed it. Another rewinds to the Aikido throw. Bro, Ryan was not even thrown. He threw himself. Seagal only redirected him. Someone else zooms in on the KO. This should be in textbooks, one says. A group laughs, not at Ryan but at Seagal's flawless technique. He got knocked out with no damage. That is the crazy part. It was like Seagal pressed the off switch. Ryan hears everything but stays quiet. The door opens suddenly and late arriving students rush in. Bro, where is he? Is he still here? We heard Steven Seagal was here. Another student plays the video for them. Too late. Check this out. The newcomers watch stunned. No way. He flipped Ryan like nothing. Why is his hand so fast? Ryan groans softly. Nakamura puts a hand on his shoulder. Let them talk. This is part of your growth. The receptionist walks quickly toward Nakamura, holding her phone. Sensei, look. It is happening. The video posted barely 20 minutes ago is blowing up. 50,000 views, 95,000, 181,000. Trending number 12 in the region. Comments flood in. Old man, more like ancient weapon. Bro challenged a final boss without leveling up. Seagal still has it. Ryan got folded and refold. Is this the greatest dojo moment ever recorded? Ryan lowers his face into his hands. Nakamura sighs. Ryan, come with me. He leads him to the center of the dojo. Students notice. Conversations stop. Phones lower. The room goes silent. Nakamura raises his voice. Today you saw something remarkable. A true display of mastery. But beyond technique, you witnessed humility, discipline, and control. He looks at Ryan. And you saw what happens when pride replaces purpose. Ryan breathes shakily. Nakamura continues. This dojo is not a place for ego. It is a place of honor and growth. Today Ryan received a harsh but needed lesson. Ryan stands tall facing the room. I disrespected a master, he says quietly. I disrespected this dojo and what martial arts is meant to be. No one moves. I thought strength was loud, he continues. But today I saw real strength and it was quiet, calm, steady. He bows deeply. I'm sorry. Students exchange looks and some bow back. Respect rebuilds itself again. Nakamura smiles gently. Growth begins where pride ends. Then the door buzzer sounds again. The receptionist rushes in even more shocked. Sensei, the clip just hit 1.2 million views. The dojo erupts. What? In 20 minutes Seagal broke the internet again. Someone shouts, turn on the TV. The wall-mounted screen lights up. A news alert appears. Viral. Steven Seagal schools cocky black belt in local dojo. Ryan's jaw drops. No. The reporter continues. This new footage shows the martial arts legend giving a clean and precise display of Aikido technique. The anchor rewinds the knockout in slow motion. Ryan lets out a long, painful groan. Oh God, it is on national news. Students gather around the TV like fans watching a championship match. Bro, he is famous now, but for the wrong reason. At least he will be a meme forever. You were talking trash and now you are trending. Ryan shakes his head. I'm never living this down. Nakamura responds calmly. You will when you earn it. Redemption is possible, but humility must guide you from now on. Ryan nods, accepting the difficult truth. But the storm outside the dojo is only beginning. Because the world has now seen the knockout and millions are about to react. By evening the dojo is unrecognizable. Camera lights shine through the front windows. News vans block the street. Reporters crowd the entrance like it is a crime scene. Students stand packed inside, murmuring as notifications keep ringing. The viral clip has crossed 8 million views in only 2 hours. Hashtag dominate every platform. Hashtag grandpa KO. Hashtag Seagal still got it. Hashtag respect the masters. Hashtag Ryan got folded. Somewhere in the back of the dojo Ryan sits with his head in his hands, looking like a man waiting for a verdict. Every ping from someone's phone feels like another punch to his ego. Bro, this is global, a student says, staring at his screen. Even Brazil is posting memes. Now look, Japan is commenting too. Wait, Mike Tyson shared it. Ryan covers his face in shame. Sensei Nakamura watches him with quiet sympathy, though disappointment still lingers in his eyes. Suddenly, knock knock. The dojo door slides open. A wave of reporters push microphones inside. Sensei, is it true Steven Seagal knocked out one of your students? Can we interview the fighter? Is the dojo planning to host Seagal again? Is the student pressing charges? Nakamura raises his hands. This is a place of training, not a circus. Please leave. They do not listen. Cameras shove closer. Students back up. The dojo becomes chaos. That is when the receptionist hurries out of her office holding a phone. Sensei, Master Seagal just posted a statement. The room freezes. Everyone turns toward her. She clears her throat and reads aloud. I did not come to humiliate anyone. I came to observe a dojo and was challenged without provocation. Pride is the enemy of progress. Respect is the path. Another message follows. The young man showed courage. I hope he continues training with discipline. The dojo goes silent. Even Ryan looks up slowly, shocked. He said that about me. Nakamura nods. He did. Reporters explode with more questions. Sensei, may we speak to the student? Is he here? Ryan. Did you hear Seagal's statement? Hearing his name shouted by the entire front row of news crews makes Ryan shrink further into himself. Nakamura raises a hand again. No interviews. But reporters keep pushing. Ryan, do you regret provoking him? Do you think he used excessive force? Are you embarrassed? Are you going to challenge him again? Are you quitting martial arts? Ryan's breath becomes uneven. His face turns pale. It becomes too much for him. He rises quickly. Sensei, I need some air, he says as he rushes toward the back exit. Outside he leans against the wall, breathing hard. The cold air hits his face. It helps, but only a little. Then he hears footsteps. The door opens. Nakamura steps out quietly. You cannot escape consequences, the sensei says. Ryan gives a slow nod. I know it feels like everyone hates me. No, Nakamura answers. They are only amused by your mistake. That is not the same. Ryan looks at his hands. I embarrassed you. I embarrassed the dojo. You embarrassed yourself, Nakamura replies in a calm tone. And that is the easiest kind of embarrassment to repair. Ryan looks puzzled. How do I fix it? Nakamura folds his arms. By being honest, not with the cameras, with yourself. Ryan exhales with effort. That I am not as skilled as I believed. That you stopped learning, Nakamura corrects. A martial artist remains a student even at the highest level. Today you forgot that. Ryan leans back against the wall. I feel like quitting. Nakamura shakes his head. If you quit after failure, then your purpose was never real. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning. Many never get this chance. Ryan lets the words settle. Inside the dojo, reporters continue shouting. The receptionist rushes out. Sensei Seagal posted another message. A video. The students gasp. Ryan closes his eyes, ready for public insult. But when the video plays, the room falls silent. Steven Seagal appears seated in a dim room. He looks directly into the camera. To the young fighter he says, "You showed spirit. What you lacked was humility. But humility can be learned. If you keep training, you will grow stronger, far stronger than you are now." Ryan's eyes widen. Seagal continues. True strength is quiet. A real warrior does not mock. Growth begins with respect. He gives a slow nod. If you choose to learn, I will train with you one day. The video ends. The dojo erupts. He offered to train him. This is the greatest redemption story. Ryan, how are you sad right now? Ryan stands frozen, unable to speak. Nakamura smiles. Now the path is in front of you. Ryan wipes away a tear, the first genuine emotion all day. Sensei, I want to change. Nakamura rests a hand on his shoulder. Good. Then it begins now. The sun drops behind the city skyline, casting long shadows in Iron Fist Dojo. Inside, the students sit quietly, still processing the day. Phones vibrate non-stop. Each notification reminds them that the world has been watching. Social media is in full motion. Millions of views, thousands of shares and comments from across the globe. Ryan stands at the center of the room, hands slightly shaking, taking in the moment. Hours earlier he had been humiliated, mocked, and dropped to the mat by someone he assumed was only an old man. Now he feels something else. Clarity. He remembers Seagal's words. Humility can be learned. True strength is quiet. True warriors do not mock. Those words echo louder than any punch. Sensei Nakamura approaches with a calm smile. Ryan, today was not the end. It was a beginning. The embarrassment, the viral clip, the global reactions, these are only mirrors. What matters is your next step. Ryan nods. I see it now. Pride blinded me. I mocked a master and I earned every lesson. A student whispers from the back. Ryan, you good? He looks around and gives a small smile. Yes, I think I am finally learning what a martial artist truly is. Outside, the news crews have left, but the story continues to spread. Clips of the knockout, Seagal's calm response, and Ryan's humbled posture move across platforms. People comment, share, and tag friends. Grandpa KO teaches life lessons. Seagal is a legend. Respect is earned. Ryan is showing growth. The fight is no longer the focus. The real message is integrity, humility, and discipline. Ryan understands that now. The world is not mocking him. It is watching a change take place. Later, Seagal posts another message. The young man showed courage and I have offered guidance. This is the path of learning, not fame. True mastery begins with respect for yourself, for others, and for the art. Ryan watches it again, sitting alone, and feels new purpose. The viral moment is no longer about shame. It is about growth and the strength that comes from humility. Over the next weeks, Ryan trains harder than ever. He focuses on control, balance, and mental discipline. Students notice the difference. The recklessness is gone. His movements become calm, precise, and steady. The same peers who had laughed now respect his effort. Meanwhile, the clip continues to spread. Comments appear everywhere. This is real humility. Strength speaks softly. This is a great lesson. Many teachers, coaches, and martial artists use the clip as a teaching tool. Seagal's calm approach and Ryan's change become a global lesson in patience and respect. Months later, Seagal returns to the dojo, not for a fight but for a seminar. Ryan, now disciplined and aware, bows as Seagal steps inside. Students gather, excited to see the master again. Seagal smiles. Today I see a student who almost lost his way. Now I see a young man ready to grow. Ryan bows with genuine gratitude. Thank you, master. I will carry these lessons forward. The room applauds quietly. Not for the knockout but for the change from pride to humility, from reckless power to true mastery. The story began with a viral KO, but it ends with a lesson for the world. Strength is not measured by force alone. It is measured by patience, discipline, and respect. And as phones, classrooms, gyms, and dojos replay the moment, one truth remains. Humility and respect are the greatest victories. If you believe real strength comes from humility and respect, type respect in the comments. Share this story and let us inspire others with this lesson.